Champions League?
Well, we need a few more games to feel maybe some problems we might have or stuff we need to really focus on and improve. But in terms of for 2.5, 3 weeks work, I've been so impressed with them and what I've seen, their willingness to run, to try. They're so tired still. The heat here, you felt it today. They've had double sessions every day this week apart from today. So they have worked so hard. So now it's about tapering down, using the games to experiment a few things and work out what we think is the best team and the best way to approach that game. And if that means we have 1 or 2 new players by that point as well. But with the group we've got right now, what's the best way for us to win that game and to prepare for that?
Are you relatively relaxed about this game coming so quickly in your reign?
I'm not sure he'll ever be relaxed as the head coach of Rangers Football Club. So I think we always want more. We'd love a bit more time. We'd love a bit more, a few more players in now. But it just doesn't happen like that. Football's not ideal. So we will be happy, I think, with the work that we've done. We have to be happy with the work that we've done to try and put performance on the pitch to win the game and to look like us and to make sure we have something to really build off.
In terms of players who have had moves before you came here, made the bigger money moves, like Durrani, Cortez, Daniel, just wonder what you've made of working with them so far? Good
guys, really good guys. Trying everything to make it work here after different experiences so far at this football club, but they've been brilliant to work with. Really, really good. All come back in good shape, working really hard, and now it's up to them to make sure they sort of become part of the plans or part of the team.
What's your thoughts on Raskin? There's been a lot of speculation about him. He's seen as a kind of prized asset within the club. What's he been like as a player, a person? Where do you see his
He's been good, Nico. He's been good. He has so many tools. It's up to us to make him. I think less is probably more with Nico. We can get more out of him, more end product by doing a bit less. So he hasn't got to make the game up now. So it's about making him understand why we're asking him to do what we're going to ask him to do, and him seeing the benefit in it, because he's a really outstanding footballer. And he has big character. I think you need that. Is why he's done well at this football club. He has big character. He wants to take the ball. But I think he's had to do a lot in the previous season, a lot to sort of impact things, whereas now I'm going to ask him to do a bit less, and when he does have to do stuff, to do it with real quality, aggression, intensity, which he has. So hopefully we will be able to bring out an even more impactful Nico, because I think he's a really excellent player.
You see him as very much part of what you're going to try and do here?
I think, that we're really strong in the midfield department with Tello signing and all that stuff. So I think we're really happy with the options we have in there.
Is a contract for Nico something that's on the agenda?
I can say it with real calm and happiness that it has nothing to do with me. So I'll just train him.
Can I ask about your management style and standards that you're going to expect of the boys around the training ground, off the pitch, all that sort of stuff? I mean, how are you going to hold them at account essentially?
Off the pitch, we'll treat them with real respect, hopefully with care, with love. They'll feel that. Like, I love how hard they're working already, how much they've been willing to take things on. But when we're working, and there'll be certain standards that I think this football club we've demanded as a coaching staff where we've been, even more so now. So they know there's not many rules, but the few rules we have are really important to us. And one of them wasn't upheld yesterday, so they ran today, even though it's the day before a game. They understand. I don't think there was too much moaning was there, because they know, we made it really clear. So I think respect and clarity and honesty, I think always, and I think that would be really important. But when we're working, we're really working. When we're not, we can have a good time and we can enjoy each other and work things out. But when we're working, it's proper.
Can you give us an insight into any of those rules? Is there anything you can detail?
Russell, you talked about demands when you think back to the friendly at Ibrox last week against Bruges, those demands at half-time from the supporters. Were you surprised by that, or did you use that as a learning point to say, this is where we are, guys, this is now very real?
No, I don't think I was very happy at half-time. I think we need to put performances that the fans feel connected with. Hopefully if they felt very differently at full-time than they did at half-time. I certainly did. The players did. But it was interesting for us to see some habits creep back in that we need to get rid of quickly, especially at Ibrox, where we're going to have to play with so much energy, so much aggression, so much intensity, and when we lack that, I probably expect the crowd to feel a certain way. I hope in 2 weeks' time they'll be there, fully behind us. We need to give them something to really feel energised about, and I think we will. I hope we will. That's the plan. then after that, it's all about how we do on the pitch, what we do on the pitch, and if we're winning, if we're playing with the energy I want us to play with and the way we want to play, then I think hopefully we'll have a crowd that feels connected to that team.
How excited are you looking forward to getting that first big Ibrox experience? We've seen the sort of electrifying impact the stadium and the crowd have had in Europe the last few years. I mean, how much are you relishing that?
Yeah, I can't wait. I think it's the reason we turned down a few jobs and were sort of hoping and waiting for this one. When we spoke about it, was for them nights, for those moments to try and come up here and win things, and to do it in our way. And I think if we can get it rocking and rolling, it'd be amazing. It'll be one of the best moments of all of our careers. So now we have to do it.
I suppose you didn't really get many of them as a player. I mean, was that something that you feel you missed out on just because of the way things were going at the club at that time?
Yeah, there was still some good nights. I remember my debut against Aberdeen at home was fantastic. Scoring against Hearts, fantastic. That's probably about it. But no, it was a difficult period. I said that, but I learned so much, and it's prepared me so much for now. Having the feel and the taste of the club and the expectation, the city. I felt my whole playing career was to prepare me to be a manager. Really, I never expected to achieve what I did in my playing career. I always wanted to be a head coach and a manager. I feel that time has prepared me so much for this.
Russell,
How easy or difficult is it, Russell, to sit down with a player like Asgard, for instance, and try and describe to him what it's like to be a Rangers player, the standards, the expectation?
I think you just don't know until you come. I think every signing we've made, we've told them what to expect. Part of the pull to come here is to play in front of 50,000 people every other week, to play in Europe, to try and win things. I think all of them are really easy, and then hopefully they buy into the style of play and into us as a coaching staff, and that they'll develop and they'll enjoy it. But I think it's such an easy pull to say that, and then they have to feel it. They have to feel it, and then we'll learn even more about them in 2 weeks' time. And our job is to make sure we give them enough strategy, enough clarity, enough detail, enough work to overcome and to stick to who we are, no matter what the situation is. Whether we're winning 2-0, whether we've conceded a goal early, whatever it is, whether we're hanging on to a lead, all of that, they need to be us all the time. And that's the bit we'll find out in the next few months.
What was that period you mentioned there? You know, you're turning down jobs away in Rangers. What was that period like? Because if the call hadn't have come,
it was easy for me. I think it was more stressful for Gilly in the game.
you quite relaxed through all that. I mean, you're obviously turning down jobs.
I didn't want to take a job for the sake of taking a job, so we could have gone back in 4 days after we got sacked. I remember us talking about it, but it didn't excite, it didn't infuse us enough, and it would have felt just going into a job for the sake of going into a job. And then, even back then, there was sort of rumours around us and this job back in January, so that whet your appetite a little bit. And then it's like, actually, if that's going to come available, and even when we came here, we turned down a few very close, hanging on to this one, and Kevin made me wait for a long time, and the owners. I've got to say, it was the most thorough interview process I've ever been involved in, and it should be at this club. I said that, but it's all worked out. We're here, and now we need to make the most of it.
How do you get over an experience like what you had through Southampton? How long does it take to get that out of your system, the disappointment, the regrets, whatever?
So I don't really know. I don't know the language of getting over. Like, is what it is. It's football. So it's the first time we've been sacked, and it took nearly 6 years. We absolutely loved it. I think we felt we'd given everything we possibly had, and I was really proud of what we did. We left the club we took over in the Championship. We left them in the Premier League, albeit it was tough. With some assets, they could really were really valuable to the football club, and still are. Because most of the assets had gone by the time we'd come there, or were leaving the football club. And I was proud of what we were culturally, the culture we had with the staff and the players at the training ground. So I was really proud of the work we did. There's a few things, of course, you learn, and when we debriefed it, which we did thoroughly over a few days, a few weeks, there's things you would change, but we stuck to what we believed in. We continued to work on it. I think the team actually, the frustrating thing was we had a really bad night, but the team was starting to really make some progress and starting to grow a little bit. But it is what it is. So you move on, you get on with it. Angry for about 2 weeks, then it was Christmas, and then you're ready to crack on and see what's next. And then took the time to just get some energy and rest a bit and spend time with the family, and it was lovely.
Russell, can I just ask, just to go back to new signings a wee bit and back to the dressing room kind of, and the culture you're trying to build, how good has your integration been into that, the new boys that came here, and who's the biggest voices in the dressing room that kind of help them settle in?
Yeah, they've been great. So it's quite a quiet dressing room actually. It's a lot of people from different backgrounds, a lot of young guys, but the guys.
Do you want them talking more?
Yeah, I think, but they've spent a lot of time together here. It's getting noisier. There's more. Yeah. There's some more noise coming out from the gang, some more laughs, some more smiles together, and also they're digging in together. When they have to run hard together, when they have to work hard together, they're holding each other accountable in training. You could hear that today on the training pitch. That's so different to where we were 2.5 weeks ago in terms of the noise and the training pitch and the aggression and the way they compete. It's fantastic. So we have to keep asking for that and keep driving that. But the guys that have come in have been great. They're so, like, we knew that the characters we're bringing in, so I don't think there's ever a problem about that. But yeah, there's been some, like the senior group really of Tav, Jack, Kieran Dow, John Suter. They're good guys. They're good people, and they've welcomed them and made sure they feel part of it. And even if they're not really noisy, they've done it in their own way, which is important.
Magic, thank you,
Thank
boys.
you.